The last call on Blackwood Road. I was a police officer for almost 12 years before I quit. People assume I left because of stress, violence, or the things cops normally see. They're wrong. The reason I resigned is sitting in a sealed evidence locker beneath the county sheriff's office. Nobody is allowed to access it. Nobody is allowed to talk about it. And according to the official report, it doesn't even exist. What happened started with a radio call at 2:17 in the morning. A call that should never have been possible, because the person who made it had been dead for 6 years. The night was quiet, too quiet. I was patrolling the northern edge of the county, an area filled with old farms, abandoned roads, and stretches of forest that seemed untouched by time. Dispatch suddenly came over the radio. Unit 12, respond to a possible disturbance at Blackwood Road. Caller reports someone screaming for help. I acknowledged and started driving. As I headed deeper into the countryside, I noticed something strange. The call location wasn't a house. It wasn't a business. It wasn't even a property. The coordinates pointed directly to a section of road in the middle of the forest. No structures nearby. No residents. Nothing. I asked dispatch to verify the address. There was a long pause. Then the dispatcher replied, "That's what we received." The road narrowed as I drove. Tall trees crowded both sides. Fog drifted between the trunks. The deeper I went, the worse the radio signal became. Static crackled through my speaker. Then I heard a voice. Not dispatch. A man's voice. Weak, panicked. "Please hurry." The transmission dissolved into static. I grabbed my microphone. "Dispatch, did you hear that?" "No, Unit 12. "Hear what?" The voice returned, closer this time. "I'm still here." My stomach tightened. The coordinates were less than a mile away. A few moments later, I arrived. The road ended at a rusted metal barrier. Beyond it was nothing but darkness. I stepped out of my cruiser. The air felt unusually cold. Not winter cold, dead cold. The kind that settles into your bones. I scanned the area with my flashlight. No vehicles, no people, no signs of activity. Then I noticed something half hidden in the weeds. An old police cruiser. The vehicle looked ancient. Its paint had faded. The tires had rotted. The windows were covered in dirt. I walked closer. My flashlight beam landed on the door. The county sheriff's emblem was barely visible. Beneath it was a unit number. Unit 7. I froze. Every officer in the department knew that number. Unit 7 belonged to Deputy Richard Lawson. 6 years earlier, Lawson had disappeared while responding to a call on Blackwood Road. Neither he nor his cruiser had ever been found. Until now. I radioed dispatch immediately. The dispatcher sounded confused. According to department records, Lawson's cruiser had never been recovered. Yet there it was, sitting right in front of me. I approached carefully. The driver's door hung slightly open. The interior was covered in dust. But one thing stood out. The radio. Its power light was glowing. Impossible. The battery should have died years ago. Static erupted from the speaker. Then a voice. Lawson's voice. "Officer needs assistance." I nearly dropped my flashlight. The transmission sounded fresh, as if it had just been recorded. "Officer down. Static. Please send help. Then silence. I stood frozen beside the cruiser. Every instinct told me to leave. Instead, I followed procedure. I searched the area. The forest beyond the barrier was dense. My flashlight barely penetrated the darkness. After about 50 yards, I found footprints. Boot prints. Police boots, leading deeper into the woods. I followed them. The silence became overwhelming. No insects, no birds, no wind, nothing. Me, just my footsteps. Then I heard another sound, someone walking behind me. I spun around. Nothing. The noise stopped instantly. I continued forward. A minute later, it happened again. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Slow footsteps matching my pace. Every time I turned around, the forest was empty. My pulse accelerated. Something felt terribly wrong. The footprints eventually led to a clearing. In the center stood a small wooden cabin. It looked abandoned. The roof sagged. Several windows were broken. The structure should have been visible from aerial maps. Yet Dispatch insisted no building existed there. The front door stood open. A faint yellow light glowed inside. I announced myself. No response. I entered. Dust coated everything. Old furniture sat untouched. A thick layer of grime covered the floor. Yet somehow the lantern on the table was burning, freshly burning. As I moved through the cabin, I noticed photographs hanging on the walls. Every picture showed police officers, dozens of them, different uniforms, different years. Some photographs looked decades old, others were recent. Then I noticed something horrifying. Many of the officers in those photographs were listed as missing. Some had vanished years earlier. Others I recognized from neighboring counties. Every missing officer had one thing in common. They disappeared while working alone at night. I felt a chill run through me. Then my flashlight beam landed on the newest photograph. My blood turned to ice. It was me. The picture showed me standing beside my cruiser earlier that night. Someone had taken it only hours ago. The sound of footsteps echoed upstairs. Slow, heavy, deliberate. I drew my weapon. Police, show yourself. The footsteps stopped. Silence. Then a door creaked open above me. I climbed the stairs. Each step groaned beneath my weight. At the top was a narrow hallway. A single door stood open. Light spilled from inside. I approached carefully. The room beyond looked impossible. It wasn't a bedroom. It wasn't part of the cabin. It looked exactly like the dispatch center at the sheriff's office. Every desk, every computer, every chair, perfectly identical, except the room was empty. Then every radio activated simultaneously. Voices filled the air, hundreds of voices, police officers, calling for help, begging for backup, reporting emergencies, screaming. The noise became unbearable. I backed toward the hallway. A figure appeared at the far end, tall, motionless. Its police uniform looked ancient. The face was hidden by shadows, yet I somehow recognized it. Deputy Lawson, or what remained of him. His skin appeared gray. His eyes reflected no light. He took a step forward, then another. I ran. Every survival instinct exploded at once. I sprinted down the stairs and out of the cabin. The forest seemed different now. The trees appeared closer, the darkness deeper. Behind me, I heard more footsteps. Not one set, many, dozens. I risked a glance backward. Figures emerged from the trees. Police uniforms from different decades. Sheriff deputies, state troopers, officers from departments I didn't recognize, all walking silently toward me. Their faces looked wrong, empty, expressionless, like photographs pretending to be people. I ran faster. Branches whipped across my face. My lungs burned. The barrier finally came into view. So did my cruiser. I jumped inside and locked the doors. The engine started immediately. As I accelerated away, every radio channel erupted with static. Then one final voice emerged. Lawson, calm, almost friendly. "You should have left when you had the chance." The transmission ended. The radio died completely. I didn't stop driving until sunrise. When I returned with backup later that morning, the forest had changed. The barrier was gone. The cabin was gone. Lawson's cruiser was gone. There were no footprints, no evidence, nothing. Nothing. The only proof was a single photograph found in my patrol vehicle. A photograph that nobody could explain. The picture showed the interior of the cabin. Rows of missing officers standing together. And in the very back row was me, looking directly at the camera. Smiling. The problem was simple. I had never smiled during any part of that night. I submitted my resignation 3 weeks later. The photograph remains locked away as evidence. Every few years, another officer disappears somewhere near Blackwood Road. The official reports always blame weather, accidents, or bad luck. But I know the truth. Something waits in those woods. Something that answers police radio calls. Something that collects officers. And sometimes, late at night, when old radio frequencies drift across the county, dispatch receives a weak transmission from Blackwood Road, a voice asking for help. A voice belonging to Deputy Richard Lawson, a man who has been dead for more than 6 years. The end. Subscribe Ghost Fair channel.